lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No.
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
I do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for Realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach Realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon. The class is in a book, and this is the class right here, A Realtor's Blueprint. It's the veteran's path to home, navigating the journey from homelessness to home ownership. Now you might say, Yvette, what does that have to do with realtors? How can realtors help house homeless veterans? That's what some people ask me. I'm a realtor, right? I've been housing homeless veterans for more than 22 years. I was my first homeless veteran that I housed, right? And Mutar, stay right there. And as a realtor, I there was no help. I didn't know anybody to help. When my sister and I went with the realtor to get help, we were turned away for discriminatory reasons. So what does the realtor have to do with housing veterans, housing people, period? That's all it is. It's just, you just have those two words on top of it. Homeless veteran, housing veterans. What does a realtor have to do with housing veterans? As a realtor, we move people, and we can move veterans too. But you might say, well, they're homeless. I know. And we can move them. Then you might say, well, with what money? Well, with money that they're going to have to pay the rent. It's no different. But people have it stuck in their mind that homeless veterans can't get housed because they have no money, and other derogatory connotations that people think. We had that discussion yesterday, right? Well, anyway, I'm not going to prolong this because we have a special guest. Introduce myself. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the National Veterans Homeless Housing Advocate, realtor, consultant, and professional services in the GovCon space. And I've been housing homeless veterans for more than 22 years in all types of housing plans, mechanisms, whatever you want to call it. They've been moved to some place where they can live for a while, from homeless to home ownership. So over the past year, I've been writing, and this is my library of this is my publication series for veterans. The first one you saw, A Realtor's Blueprint. Then we have a lot of them, but right now we're going to talk about this book right here, A Guide to Veteran Shared Living Models. Because veterans they need to live somewhere all types of ways, and this is one of them. So I have a special guest on who actually we go way back in here in the community here in the Chicagoland area, and he and his mom are investors. And he purchased the book and dug right into it. I'm like, you're on chapter what? So I want Mr. Thomas to come on and talk about that experience, to give you all, a heads up, a highlight of what's it like to learn in the background of what my role is as a homeless veterans housing consultant at this time, right? Because you're the providers now. So without further ado, we have a special guest. Welcome to the stage. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Excellent. You're still in the truck.
Yeah, I'm in the car now.
All right. Let's introduce yourself. We have about 100 and almost 104, almost 150 people on here so far.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Wow, this is awesome. This is interesting as well because Yvette, she sent me the link and I didn't know I was a special guest. But thank you so much, Yvette. I've been knowing Yvette for a very long time, and recently, my mother and I, we were thinking of some things that we can do with one of our properties. It's a brick 3 unit in Inglewood, and I don't know, randomly I was like, hey, let's consider something working with veterans. And the first thing that I did, and being totally transparent, Yvette did not even come to mind off that. And I went to Facebook and I typed in veterans, and Yvette was the first person to pop up. I'm like, Ma, Yvette. So I reached out to Yvette, and here we are. Super super excited because without thinking of her off off the bat, that Yvette, she has a ton of experience in what we're trying to do. And I had all of these questions, make a long story short. And Yvette say, Mutar, you have to buy my.
Uh-oh. He said, I told him you have to buy my book. Wait a minute. He's got to come back. Oh, let me see. Oh, Mutar, we lost connection. We lost connection. Let me see if I could I want to show, well, anyway. So he started reading the book. He got the book just yesterday and he sent me a picture of it. And he started reading it. And he and his mom and myself were in a meeting this morning. And he just stopped the meeting to read one sentence. And yeah, he said, you've got me thinking. Yeah. Because when you read, you learn more. You can come here every single day and hear me talk, but there's no way I can teach you everything that's in my head. I go in so many different directions, and that's why I have so many publications. So as we wait for Mr. Thomas to come back on, let me see, thanks for the hearts. Thanks for being here. I want to talk about something that just literally just happened because I had something else to talk about. But I want to talk about, let me remove him because he might come back. He can call back in. When he does, I'll bring him back. I was going to talk about something else. I learned how to write a House bill with the use of my trusted Chat GPT, and it did what I told it to do. And now I'd sent an email for my federal and state legislative briefing sheet to 3 politicians who I think can help push this House bill forward. And this House bill is for veterans. You might say that, well, you are always talking about veterans. Well, duh, this is a veteran show. And that's what I'm always going to talk about is how can we help to improve our veteran situation? Are there grants available for first-time buyers with disabilities? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. But anywho, we're talking about what we're talking about right now is about legislation to change the ways that veterans with guaranteed funds, guaranteed rent is handled in our community when it comes to renting. And that's all we're talking about right now is renting. So I've been working with a veteran in Virginia, in Charlottesville, Virginia, I believe since August. And I'm like, and I met them on social media. August, yes, in August is when I met Marlene and Jose. She's a female Army veteran. She corrected me. She said, Yvette, I am 72, living in a tent with a HUD-VASH voucher in hand. You know what a HUD-VASH voucher can do? It can pay rent. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to pay rent for our low income and homeless veterans who don't have rent money. This is one of our benefits that if we qualify for that benefit, we can use the resources of it to pay the rent. And this is what Marlene has. She has a 2-bedroom voucher in Charlottesville, Virginia since April. This is already October. And they're still living in a tent. She's been hospitalized a number of times. Living in a tent ain't easy. Sleeping in a car on a hard seat ain't easy. And then having to bathe in a creek. You know what? Who want a creek? In a public creek outside with a bathing suit on. This is how our homeless female veterans who are seniors are living, with a voucher in her hand, a housing voucher to pay her rent. These are the conversations and the stories I get every single day. That's why it's so easy for me to come on here and talk about it. That's why it's so easy for me to have the passion that I do about it, because it's still happening and you don't know about it. And those who can do something about it, they don't know what the hell to do about it. So that's why I come on every day to give you guidance and support. These letters went to a member of Congress, and this is all on Marlene's behalf in Charlottesville, Virginia. This letter went to the Honorable John J. McGuire, member of Congress for Lynchburg, VA. It went to his Washington, D.C. office and his office in Lynchburg, Virginia. This letter went to the lead housing specialist in the Housing Authority in Charlottesville, Virginia. She's been very helpful. She does reply back to the emails, and she has sent a list of landlords or supposed to be available housing, which didn't result to much of anything. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. This letter went to an executive director of a foundation. Then letters went all over the place, More letters went out to the National Association of Realtors. Letters went out to real estate boards in Virginia. Letters went out to realtors, letters, just outreach. And that's what I provided Marlene and her caregiver. You know what the problem is? Why Marlene and other veterans with vouchers in hand and civilians with vouchers in hand. What's the problem? They have guaranteed rent coming. Where are the people to say yes? You have a homeless senior veteran, 72 years of age, just got out the hospital for fourth or fifth time, living in a tent, now with 2 broken ribs. I can't make these stories up. I hear them every day and I live with them every day. I walk in their boots every single day. And you want to come on here and say, how can the community help? How the community can help? Go to my bio and buy some books and read. You want to know what I do? I put it all in all these books right here. Everything I do, I put it in a book. So you come on here and you say, what can we do? Again, read. Why is she homeless? With the 2-bedroom voucher in hand, that 2-bedroom voucher will pay up to $2,100. You would think a landlord would be kicking his heels up to get guaranteed rents every single month. I've been housing homeless veterans over 22 years, and I have not seen yet those payments stop. Not yet. To over 22 years. So why is she still homeless? That's what I want to know. Why is she still homeless? For everybody who comes on here, what can we do? Learn, read my books because it's in the book. Let me see. What's the biggest challenge in implementing whatever? Can renters transition? Okay. Yeah, they can. So anyway, what can you do as a landlord? And I do have the master class coming up. I'm done with that class. I'm going to present that class to my coach. I feel real good about that master class because it's really not just the groundwork. It's going deep on how investors can work in this homeless veterans community. I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans and still doing it today. I got a call yesterday and the veteran got approved today and they'll be moving in, Saturday? No credit check, no background check, no eviction check. My special guest who just got eliminated, I don't know what happened to the call. It's in his building. The plan that I created for their property, 3 units, 4 beds on the 3rd floor, 4 beds on the 2nd floor, one 3-bedroom on the 1st floor. The family who's moving in this weekend, they'll be moving on the 3rd floor. It's a Navy family, 2 Navies and the mama. So they'll have the 3rd floor. The 2nd and the 1st floor will be transitional housing, the book that he's reading right now. All he has to do is pick a model and do the steps in the book. That's it. If they want to, the family that's already moved in on the 3rd floor, the 2nd floor, the 4-bedroom could be HUD-VASH, and the 1st floor could be transitional housing. Flip them either way. Because the family on the 3rd floor is permanent. When we started this, I'm like, ooh, you're going to have 8 people over their head. He said, yeah, I was thinking about that too. So that's why we moved them to the 3rd floor. Because the transitional housing, look, y'all know it's going to be a whole lot of y'all up in here. And whoever's on the 1st floor is just going to hear from those on the 2nd floor. So get used to it. Do what you have to do. Get your transition plan so you can get up out of here and buy your own house. That's what we do. So back to the rental situation and the reason why I kept thinking about this and thinking, I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and figure this out. And I kept asking questions because I like to have conversations with my chat GPT. And I ask questions and I'm like, I want to do this. How should I proceed? What do you suggest? How do I do it? Period. I needed to present a House bill. How do you present a House bill? I'm not a politician, but I know how bills are passed. The commercial that you saw in the beginning, that was me at the Capitol, state of Illinois Capitol, for Realtors Day, Lobby Day. We're lobbying to get bills passed. How do you get a bill to Lobby Day so that it can get passed? So that's what I had to figure out. How do I write that, and who do I send it to bring it to the floor, to bring it to conversation so it can be a bill that can be looked at? So I had to figure all that out, and I did. This is it. Y'all want to know the title of it? I need my glasses on. VetMentors, VetMentors, Veterans Housing Protection Bill. What's in this bill? When I put it out, it'll be public so y'all could read it. Because when they say yes, they will present it. That's when this bill is going to go public and you can read it on my LinkedIn. So go follow me on LinkedIn, the same name I have on a red suit. So Marlene is still homeless. Her and her caretaker. She has a 2-bedroom voucher. She's been homeless since April of this year, and this is already October. It's getting cold. From what I know, Virginia gets cold too, right? I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't even make this up. I want to give a special thanks to Tunnels to Tower Foundation. I sent 13 referral letters to organizations in Charlottesville, Virginia, who are directly responsible for caring for our homeless and at risk of being homeless veterans. And because Sergeant Marlene is a homeless veteran, then I figure all 13 of them should be chomping at the chomps to get her. Now, you got all this money, over $900 million went to 411 SSVF organizations nationwide. How you think I found who has the money in Virginia? It's on this list, and it's on this list, and it's in the atmosphere, because there's a lot of organizations that claim they work with homeless veterans and they get money to do so. So now that I know you have money, I need my reading glasses on. One moment, please. Virginia. Support Works Housing received $2,577,542. Virginia. Total Action Against Poverty in Roanoke Valley, $767,930. Virginia Beach Community Development Corporation, $2,111,561. Then you got Volunteers of America, and the list goes on to the next page. So all of these organizations received a referral letter. My company, VetMentors, is SBA certified and VA verified. So when I send over a referral letter, they know it's coming from a verified, federal verified company. I said verified twice, right? Certified and verified, just like them. To get on this list, I'm just like them. So my voice carries just like theirs, okay? Maybe even more because I get to blow the whistle. They're not blowing the whistle on themselves. So one not even organization, one foundation, and that's why I say I want to thank Tunnels to Towers. I got an email today from Marlene saying, look, I'm still homeless, WTF. So I'm like, okay, now we're starting at the same spot because the rental company sent a message to say, good evening. We have received your paperwork, but we still need you to apply the start process. If your application is approved, we will send the lease for your signature. Once the lease has been completed, we will complete your paperwork, housing paperwork. Inspections are scheduled once, any previous tenants, and then it goes on to something else. So what? Tunnels to Towers took care of the process. They paid the process. She applied. So now, what's the holdup in you looking at the application? Because in order to do the application, it has to be paid for. It was paid for. She did the application. Now the waiting game. So we've been waiting for a positive response for her since April, for me working with her since August. You know what the problem is? And I keep asking y'all this, and I have not seen anybody who said they know what the problem is. What's the problem? I wish y'all could talk back to me. I wish y'all would raise your hand and say something. Whenever, and this is the housing bill that I want presented. I'll just kind of brief you around it. Oh, it just takes the breath out of me. But whenever a veteran, I'm only talking about veterans right now because it's a veteran show. I'm a veteran. I was a homeless veteran. I was a veteran of domestic abuse. I was a veteran of MST. I was a veteran of hard times. And that's why I continue to work in this community, because when I was a veteran of hard times, there was no Yvette to talk to. There was no Yvette to glean from. There was no Yvette who said, come on, let me help you over here. I didn't have anybody like me. Nobody. I'd go to the VA and the social workers would turn me right back around. I'd even go to the police department. And they turn me right back around. There are no resources. One kind woman, years later, said, oh, here's a shelter you can go to. One woman. And that didn't last very long, because in that shelter was another female woman who was a police officer. She carried a weapon, and she made me feel afraid. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not at my home with the batterer. I'm here with somebody who's saying they'll take me out with the side piece. Come on now, really? So that's why, that's why I wrote this book. That's why I wrote this book, because you have to have some guidelines in your transitional housing home. You can't just let people be. You got to let people know. And instead of them letting her stay, I had to go or get along. How can I get along with somebody who threatened me? That's the word. Who threatened me and made me feel afraid. Now I got to go back home because I know how it feels to fisticuff, but I don't know how it feels to have hot steel go through me. So that's why I'm still in this community, to help you understand through education, lived experience, in these books right here. Everything I've lived through 22 plus years housing homeless veterans as a former homeless veteran. It's in my publication series. So anything you want to know, get a book. Support me, support the cause, support yourself, support the community, support these homeless veterans. The reason Marlene is still homeless is not because of anything she's done wrong. Nothing. She has a voucher, and that voucher we call it a golden ticket. For those who know, you know, it pays. In some cases, it could pay 100% of that veteran's rent. It pays, you know, if the veteran has an income, it'll pay all but 30%. The veteran has to pay that 30%. Now that veteran has housing. Now that veteran can go see about her or himself at the medical clinic, go and see about applying for disability and compensation, go and enroll in school, go and live life and come home and be safe and comfortable and warm in your own bed. And now you done got yourself to a point. You're saying, look, I'm about to walk across that stage and get my bachelor's degree, get my master's degree, get my PhD. I've housed homeless veterans who have PhDs now. I've housed homeless veterans who are investors with 11 doors. Because one of them texted me last week to tell me that. I've housed homeless veterans who are business owners, who get to, I just got a call from one of my at risk of being homeless, previous homeless. Now he's a homeowner. He said, Yvette, and his house is beautiful. He's the pastor, the minister who married my husband and myself, and I then sold him a house. Because he was in a lease, he thought he was doing a rent to own. And it had already been 30 years, and the house was just falling around him. He never knew. He never knew he could use a VA loan to buy a house. And his house he's got an east wing and a west wing. It's beautiful. So he said, Yvette, my mortgage is $767. Because as a 100% service connected disabled veteran right here in Illinois, his taxes, property taxes are exempt. He said, Yvette, my mortgage is cheaper than a 1-bedroom rent. I'm like, nah, Rev, it's cheaper than a studio because you can't get a 1-bedroom for $767. Oh, Marlene is still homeless because of all the stumbling blocks, all the red tape, all the roadblocks. And it's all in real estate. This is all in real estate. Marlene and other veterans around the country who I'm fighting for, writing congressional letters to Louisiana, Washington, D.C. I mean, congressional letters, Ohio, going everywhere. And it's the same thing, the same old, same old. You have a voucher, but you can't get housed because they're running your credit in the gutter. You didn't have good credit to begin with. You're a homeless veteran just trying to survive life on an everyday basis. What are you thinking about? I had a credit card and I can't pay it now because I want to eat. I can't pay that now because I want to go sleep somewhere. What? You know, you're a homeless veteran. What do you guys expect? Some homeless veterans, like the 75-year-old homeless female Army retired, 3 tours of duty, 2 Bronze Stars, female veteran with 100% service connection, disability pay, Social Security, and a VA pension from her retirement, 700 credit score, but she was homeless. Nobody wanted to mess with her because she was homeless, but she had all the credentials to get housed. It's real estate. Our realtors don't know how to house homeless veterans. Our real estate boards aren't taking accountability of this segmented market. It's all real estate. I'm a realtor. I found the homeless veterans community after I became a realtor. When I found this homeless veterans community, I'm like, I'll be damned. And nobody's here. Yeah, you could build your veterans village, but that's for how many people and where? How many cities and states have veteran villages that are housing thousands of people in every community? I designed veteran villages for the inner community. Every community within our cities can have a veterans village that can house anywhere from 150 to 400 families or more. It's easy. The money is there. You have the money for transitional housing. You have the money for project-based housing through HUD. All of this money. You got the VA loan. The veteran goes from transition using SSVF funding, goes to rentals using HUD, HUD-VASH, goes to homeownership using a VA loan. That's all it takes. It shouldn't be this difficult. You want too much. You're not helping at all. That's why we still have homeless veterans. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson. If you really want to learn, you can. Here are my books right here. Go on Amazon. Go on my website, VetMentorsOnline.com, something like that. Type in my name, Google me, watch some more videos, buy my books. Everything you're hearing me say comes out in these books right here. You want to house veterans in transitional housing, learn how to do it. Set yourself up so that you can become one of these SSVF organizations that receive millions of dollars for doing great work. I've seen it happen. One of my friends, she was just an individual sitting down with a sick person. And now she has 102 CNAs sitting down with sick people. I've seen it happen. From one house to 100 homes. That's your veterans village. Oh, that's where I come in as a consultant. So don't come and think you're going to ask me a question and I'm just going to answer it. That's called a consultation. A Realtor's Blueprint. This book is on Amazon as well, and it is a master class. I'm working on those slides tonight. I had to reduce. My coach said it's too many words on your slides, Yvette. I said, I know. So I got to go and adjust that. Finding Home, a nationwide resource guide supporting homeless veterans. Oh, let me show you. So in this book, Florence, South Carolina received resources. Hawaii received resources. So this book teaches you through AI the prompts, because everybody say, and I'm going to teach that too in my master classes. How do you use prompts to house homeless veterans? How do you use AI to house homeless veterans? I teach you how to do that. And then this book, Collaborative Housing for Collaborative Housing Model, Collaborative Housing Solutions for Homeless Veterans. And this is for social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders, and it's helping veterans transition from homelessness to home ownership. So get this book right here. If you are a case manager and you're letting veterans walk out of your hospital out of your homeless walk-in 2 times, just like they did Mrs. Watkins. Let her walk out 2 times homeless. Jesse Brown, VA homeless walk-in, did that to her. This veteran right here, Mr. Wilson, and this is all public information. This story is on the Main Street Realtors organization website. Mr. Wilson was in a U-Haul facility for 11 months before I got him housed in a condominium downtown Chicago, fully furnished, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath with the 2-bedroom HUD-VASH Section 8 voucher. I teach you how to do all of that. You say that I'm a nurse. I am a CNA. I want to do a licensed care home. Okay, then get the book. Get this book. Teach yourself. Teach yourself. Read. So, you know, because I work with a lot of veterans and a lot of them are older and some of them are sickly and some of them are, and this is how I got started doing what I'm getting ready to tell you. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. It all happens like that. So I am a mobile notary. Mobile. I get in my car and I go to where the piece of paper is. So I was at a nursing home one day because I was doing nursing home. I was doing all types of notaries. It didn't matter. I was a single mom. I've got to work. So I'm doing notaries, mobile notaries. And I went to a nursing home. And I happened to see on the wall, it was a wall of veteran pictures. And I'm like, these veterans live here too? And she said, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm a veteran. She said, oh, wow. She said, we have ice cream socials. And so I went. I'm like, oh, this is so nice. And then they said, oh, what do you do? I said, I'm the nursing home's mobile notary. Whenever they need a notary for one of the residents here, I come. So now all the veterans are like, oh yeah, I know my daughter, she's always looking for a notary when she comes here. So now I started doing mobile notaries at nursing. This was years ago. So that's what I wrote that book. Notarization Made Easy. And I'm going to put on here maybe 2 more chapters on that mobile notary for the sick and the shut in. Yeah. Then I have another book coming out, Veterans from Boots to Business, Finding Your Passion in Business Using AI, because that's the world we're in. So I teach you how to do all that. Right. I want to thank y'all for being here. I know I haven't been reading anybody's anything, because sometimes when I'm talking and somebody asks me something that's totally off the subject, then my mind goes like, why would you do that? And you're listening to what I was saying, but you want to ask something totally different. Wait till that show comes up. Oh man. So a lot of thank y'all for being here too. Thank y'all for being here. All of my books are in my publications. So go to my bio and buy some books. You asked me about this. Are there grants available for first-time home buyers with disabilities? Those are too many questions in one. IDA, Illinois, IDHA, they have grants, so that you have to ask them about that. How can people connect with these programs directly? Buy my books. Buy my books, people. Are there tax benefits for accessible home modifications? You know what? I'm so glad you said that, Joy. I don't even know if you're still here or not. But in this housing bill that I want presented, that I wrote, addresses tax benefits for this particular housing bill. It's not for modifications, but it is for working with these veterans. Do you think awareness about housing rights is improving? Hell no. I mean, no. That's why you've got people like me and other organizations and other people, period, just speaking out about the housing rights. They're not. What's the biggest challenge in implementing accessible laws? I don't know. This is the first time I'm writing a housing bill, so I'm going to see how long it takes. Can renters transition to home ownerships through these states' programs? Of course they can. Yes. A renter would, that's who's a veteran, would rent with an SSVF transitional housing subsidy. And then if they have a HUD-VASH voucher, they can rent with that and they can stay there, however long. And then they can use their VA loan. So those are 3 programs that a veteran can use for housing. And that's just to name a few. Are there mentorship programs for people navigating housing issues? In my books, you read them and you can start a mentorship program anywhere. I'm giving everything away. I was thinking before I started writing this, I said, I don't want to be one of those dead people in the cemetery with all of my knowledge gone to dust because I couldn't take time to write it down. Well, I did. And I'm not going to be one of those people with all these great ideas and information to help just gone to dust. No. So buy the books. Can everyday people help support veteran housing programs like these? Yes. When you buy the books, it'll tell you step by step what to do. Are there any states leading the way in solving veteran homelessness? Nope, because we still have homeless veterans in every state. And if they did lead the way in solving the problem for homeless veterans, then they wouldn't have any, because there's enough housing in every city and every state to house homeless veterans, probably homeless people too. What inspired you to start focusing on veteran housing issues? I was a homeless veteran and I became a realtor, so I put those 2 together to advocate. And as a business owner now, how can younger generations get involved in advocacy like this? Buy my books. Can community donations really make a lasting difference here? Yes. Buy my books and give them away. How do you find trustworthy partners for these homeless projects? I love it. That's a wonderful question to ask. And you know what? That's in one of my books. That's in this book right here. This for social workers, case managers, human care professionals. I teach them how to vet partners before they become whoever they are. You have to know how to vet them. And I teach them how to do that in this book and then write them down. And then I have partners who I have worked with over the years, just to give them an example of what type of people they can call. And these 2 partners here, one had 400 units. They had like 4,000 units. Then I have other partners in the book here, another partner with units, and then a municipality. How do you partner with your municipalities? And other SSVF organizations like Heartland Alliance and Human Care, Access Living, the Housing Authority, and social work. So I teach you everything you want to know. Everything I know is in a book. I did not want to die and didn't get this information out. So what's next for the movement? Any new innovations coming soon? Read, push them up. That's the newest innovation. I want to thank y'all for being here. TikTok, don't leave. I will be right over there to you. Thank y'all over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. And I'm going to change not change the name, but I'm going to remove the 15 minutes because I just can't do it for 15 minutes. And plus, I'm paying for the platform. I want to get all of my money's worth. Thank you all for your support. And I do have some wonderful news coming for our veterans community. in support. I've got an organization in support of an opportunity that they're like, oh yeah, we want to do that event. So stay tuned, because we will need vendors who are here in Chicagoland area, or if you want to fly in and support, you can do that. I have one vendor who does that, and I have to contact her because she said, Yvette, let me know when your next event is. Where is it? Anywho. Oh, here it is. Hi, I got it. Gotcha. All right. Wigs Plus for vets. This is the organization. They fly in all the time. So I'm going to give them a call and let them know we have an event planned, because this is another resource for veterans. Wigs Plus for veterans. Look, this is a prosthetic that the VA pays for. Did you know that? Did you know if you had, and she told me, she said, Yvette, we could do a wig like yours. I'm not saying this is a wig, but it is a wig. But sometimes it doesn't look like a wig, but it is. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. How do I do that? Because I don't know. Just, tell your doctor. Oh, I do have some bald spots. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's going to be twofold. So now you will see one real nice and bouncy. Thank y'all for watching. If you have not, click to like and follow. Please do that at this time. And also go to the bio. If you're serious about wanting to help house homeless veterans, then get the education. Get the education. I have a private group where I'm starting a 2-hour Q&A based on what you've read. Any book, you have to have read the book before you can start asking me any questions. I had somebody ask me questions and I'm like, okay, you didn't read nothing. For real. So then I can go back and put my whole book in ChatGPT and those 3 questions, and they are answered because and reference to the page in the book and what chapter. So don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You want to learn something? Read. You're grown. Come on now. Thanks for your interest in learning, and thank you for your support, because this did take a lot out of me. I'm like, and then I got more to come. But for now, this is it. I'm going to automate everything. So all of my master classes will be automated. The books are already on Amazon and my website, so you can go buy those, educate yourself. You come and watch me live for free and hear me talk about what's happening in the community where you can get yourself involved. But first you have to read. A consultation with me, let me know, and I'll send you that link, and that does cost. This is the only thing you get from me for free. Is to see me on a paid platform like this. So thank y'all for watching. Have an amazing.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.